So, hello, good afternoon. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in, everybody that's going to tune in. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in. Thank you for everybody that's here already, everybody that's going to watch it later. Thank you for watching. So, today's topic, we are going to talk about some old videos that not resurfaced, that people dug up about DC Young Fly, and it's been going viral. You know how stuff he was saying about women's bodies, and then stuff he said about the mother of his child. So before it started, it was a podcast, the podcast by the name of Viral Podcast, something like that name. But the guy who was talking, name was Brandon, and they call him Uncle Ruckus or something like that. So he was that the part where he's like, I'm gonna be honest. It was obvious that DC did not care about this young lady, because if that's the mother of your child, why would you let her go and go get surgery like that? Even though she had gotten surgery before. She had got a breast augmentation, and that's where the other video resurfaced. So the guy was like, why was he? It's like obviously he didn't care about her as they portrayed to be. And then the confusion between if she was his girlfriend, wife, or whatever. We all know it was his longtime girlfriend, unless they had some type of secret marriage. They got married secretly because they probably did it in court, and they never had a chance to do a big wedding, unless that's the only way. But besides that, everybody knew she was his girlfriend. So, and he was saying why maybe she felt the need to go under the knife because he probably had other women. So that had went viral. Some people agreed with him because it was, why did she felt the need to, you know, undergo surgery? She didn't have a horrible looking body, but I guess uh, uh, um, she felt something. She felt something inside her that needed that pushed her to do the surgery, and then she ended up losing her life. So, fast forward to now, or most recently, this show called 85 South Show, and DC Young Fly has been on the show. I don't know if that's his podcast or he just a member of it. They posted it. I'm not sure even why they posted it, because it doesn't even make any sense. It was previously recorded. I don't know when it was previously recorded, but it dropped. And before I even start, I can guarantee you, this obviously they might have dropped it so they could get more traction for their podcast, or somebody, whoever dropped it, may have never liked DC Young Fly, never thought he was supposed to have Ms Jackie, the late Ms Jackyoh, as a girlfriend, and they put it out there so it can make him look bad. People were already talking about him, or the way he grieving, the stuff that he was saying at the funeral. So kind of yeah, solidifies like, yeah, I'm gonna drop this. I didn't like you anyway, so yeah, so everybody can know what type of person you are. Because it didn't make sense why they even dropped it. So we're gonna play the audio of what they were saying. This first one. Hopefully you can hear it. Okay.
Lay on that stomach, my boy. Lay on that. The ones who stomach like lay on their clothes. There's a lot of shit going on there. When that stomach like a pack of noodles, you gotta fuck this nigga talking about, man. I think this had to come from somewhere, man. That nigga just stole like a pack of noodles. That's that nigga else. Yeah, this stomach like a pack of noodles right there up in the front. It's crushed it up. It be soft, that meat be soft. All them paper bags. Act like you know me. That's that tummy. You ever seen one, like you can tell the stomach was stretched? Ooh. Like that. Oh, you took us there. Yeah, that motherfucker shit down. They pull it up. They pull it up. I thought they pulled it down. They pull it up. They pull it down. Whatever they do, they strap it down. Take that shit and they stretch it and then the skin back together. And then they cut some out and then they just piece it back there. Then they make the little navel like a booty hole. That bitch when he got a BBL and got back. Then I put a booty in her stomach.
Okay. That was very weird. The fact that you have, how much of that? It was like 4 grown men talking about women's stretch marks and stuff like that. That's weird. So imagine if you with somebody like this. Some people get stretch marks. That's not even from kids. Some people just have stretch marks, and that doesn't mean they're not. Some of them are not like big or fat or whatever it means. Some stretch marks are just hereditary. It's just in your genes. You're gonna get it no matter how big you are. So it's like weird. You have grown men talking about women's stretch marks and how they, uh, uh, um, I guess, reduce the stomach of the woman. It was very cringy, to say the least. And the fact that he was making jokes about this, this is what they dropped. Now this is when she had just got her breast augmentation, and this was the conversation that they had. This was like, I think the YouTube, it was like 3 to 5 years ago when she did her breast augmentation.
Tell them about how my boobs looked before I got them done.
How you what?
My breasts.
Your breasts used to look like 6th grade.
Really?
Pizza. It used to look like middle school pizza. Middle school cafeteria pizza. The triangle. Some of it.
Really?
The little triangle cafeteria pizza.
Wow.
Now they perked up.
So you never told me that before?
Oh, I thought you already knew they look like middle school.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Okay, so that was one video. There's another video that they were supposed to be doing a live. She was in one city and he was in another city, and then she's trying to have, how some people, couples, they go on their lives if they have a huge following. They go on their lives to talk with their fans, talk with their fans so the fans could ask them questions and different things like that. But he was already annoyed. He was annoyed. He was talking oh, you don't have anybody. Oh, he's not gonna tell these nosy people anything. It was very like demeaning. So now people put 2 and 2 together. All these videos coming out, and then people saying that's probably why she went to go have this surgery, because he was very mean. Very mean. He always probably used to say stuff that put her down. So she thinks that, hey, let me get the surgery and maybe he will stop doing what he is doing. But if you have been in relationships, we know some men don't have any tact at all. They don't have any tact. Even though they joke and stuff like that, with every joke there is some truth behind it. But some men don't know how to stop their joke, and they don't know some of their jokes are very hurtful. Yeah, they don't. So they don't know some of their jokes are very hurtful. And then there's like communication breakdown in many relationships. The person may have said something, whether they said it in a joke or they was trying to be mean to you, and then people don't know how to express and say, you know what you said really hurt me. I don't like what you did. Because if he was able to do that on camera, imagine what he does when the camera is not around. So when stuff like that, because in relationships, whatever relationship you in, the man gonna try you, the woman gonna try you. So when they do, what is your initial response? What is your initial response? This is not people talking, but the guy. This is what happens in some relationships. The guy will try you. The guy will say stuff that is hurtful. The woman will say stuff that is hurtful. But then when it happens, what do you do? What is your response? And sometimes when you say nothing, you don't say anything, that just, that you just reinforcing, you just reinforce whatever behavior you don't like. You call it out. You call it out and you correct it. You redirect it. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you do with your kids. That's how you raise kids. They doing a bad behavior and stuff like that. You're not gonna reinforce it. Sometimes you reinforce it by screaming at them, stop doing that, but you don't redirect them. You don't show them a different way. So just like in relationship, the person try you, they say hurtful stuff because they are sometimes if you have kids with certain people, like especially when you have kids, or maybe you have gained weight, they talk about how big your stomach is and stuff like that. Oh, you gained weight. Oh, look how your face look. Oh, your makeup look bad. Even sometimes uh, um, stuff that you may not know that the person could say, no, no. Oh, I don't like the way your makeup. Oh, your makeup look like Frankenstein. So some people just don't know how to talk. But then that's how you redirect and say, you could have said that better than that. You don't have to say it like that. You could have said it in a different way. But sometimes we don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to communicate. We stay silent until the person really show out, like on a camera or in front of people, and then you want to get hurt. Then you want to, but then when they first did it, what did you do? So we have to learn how to communicate in relationships. Doesn't mean that you're excusing what the person did. No, anybody excusing, telling you what to do. I mean, what you should do in that circumstance, because if you're with somebody, you are dating, and they always cracking jokes about how you dress, or your weight, or how you do your makeup, or how you dress as a guy, or how small your stuff is. You don't say anything, the behavior is just going to escalate. It's not going to change. It's going to escalate. And then if you get married to the person, it's not going to change. It's just going to get even worse, because now they're going to feel comfortable with you because you are married. You guys are married now. So that's why certain behaviors in certain relationships, you don't condone it. Something like, I don't understand this phenomenon, what a movement that you with the person, and the man say, oh, that's my bitch. Long time, the person, you either person girlfriend, or that's the wife or the big mama. Oh, that's my bitch. And then people are comfortable with that and say, oh, I'm his bitch. Wow. The time that we're living in is crazy. I wish you would try to call me that. Well, people are going to still try to do that. But me, in a relationship with you, disrespectful men going to always come and say you a bi. Um, that's not what I am. But for you to be in a relationship and for you to condone a man calling you his bitch when you're supposed to be in a relationship doesn't make any sense. So I'm not sure when, whatever was going on in their relationship, when he first said whatever he was saying, what was her initial reaction. Maybe she didn't know what to do. Sometimes people take certain stuff because, they don't want to get the person mad. They want to be with this person. And then a lot of people were saying, like the guy was saying in this podcast, like women condone it because the person has money. At that time, when they first got together, like she said in her, if you watch her old videos, he had nothing. They had nothing. They had nothing. Now they have what they have. They were able to take the whole family to Disney World, and then they have this big house where they have big family events. But long time ago, they didn't have anything. So she technically liked the guy for him. She didn't like him because of his money. So a lot of people were saying, oh, she probably tolerated it because of money. The guy didn't have anything. They had to struggle before they got something. It was a struggle before they reached to the level that they attained. So now all these, I question these people who on this podcast who dropped that thing, and what was their intentions. Probably to get more views for their podcast, and then obviously is somebody on that show that does not like DC Young Fly, because that was not the time to drop it. I could understand if they been, put it out there, drop that and then they put the snippet exactly where he was being derogatory about women's body. It's not right. But now, kind of thinking maybe that's why she probably went and go get this work, that work done that ended her life. Well, I heard she had other underlying issues. Well, obviously, whoever was doing the thing, they probably didn't do a thorough checkup on her. So, when you're in relationships like that, the person gonna try you. What is your response? That is the question. What is your response? So let's go into the Sukihana and this YK Osiris. So it looks like this basketball tournament thing that they film, and then they have a bunch of rappers. Look like a bunch of different rappers. That's what it looked like, because it's called the Crew League Basketball Tournament, and this was season 5. They had season 4 sometime. I don't know. Was that last month or last year? One of them. Maybe they have it every few months. But I think Nick Cannon's in charge of it and stuff like that. And it's on Revolt, that Revolt TV thing.
Hey.
Okay. So it's on the Revolt TV thing. It has not been released. So what was released, like different snippets that were released, is this the clip that's going viral. It has this YouTube blogger. He has a YouTube channel, and then he has a Instagram 1990, whatever that name that's all over the the clip that went viral. And first of all, the guy is, heading to 1,000 subscribers. He hasn't had 1,000 subscribers. He's probably gonna have it soon. And I'm not sure if it's his. He's the one who dropped the clip, but the clip that's going viral at first was YK Osiris, who was a rapper also, just walking up to Sukihana. Sukihana, she's like a entertainer. She was on Love and Hip Hop, I believe. She's on Love and Hip Hop Miami. And him just walking up to her and then just grabbing her and then kissing her. And you can tell, like, a lot of people was like, even Lil Duval was sitting right next to her. Lil Duval right there, acting like he see nothing. And then Funny Marco was next. Funny Marco was like, his eyes did just like my eyes did. And then he was laughing, but you can tell people was like, dude, what is wrong with you? Even the guy he went to go walk up to, dapped him up or whatever they call it, and was like, what is wrong with you guys? But nobody really did anything, because Sukihana was like, in a sense, laughing, but you could tell it's like laughing like she probably probably didn't know what to do in that sense. So she was just laughing it off. That was ridiculous. You need to go over that. No, you need to get up and go over there. So, yeah, it was very, very awkward. It was very, very awkward what that guy did. And then, of course, this triggered that clip triggered a lot of people, because a lot of people have experienced somebody forcing themselves on them, whether kissing them or just forcing them to have sex with them. Just like, what that guy did, Jackson Mahomes, just walk up to the lady and then grabbed her and kissed her, talking about, oh, we could be a power couple and stuff like that. which was unwarranted. And then afterwards, after that went viral and stuff like that, then the clip before the kiss happened, then that was put out, that she was, she was saying sexual stuff. That's how this young lady talks. She was doing it to Lil Duval too. She was in. They were in before they started. She was telling Duval, they was talking about your sexual stuff, and but Lil Duval didn't grab her and kiss her and stuff like that. So Lil Duval didn't do that, but this YK Osiris did that. So she was telling him, say how she'll turn him out and different things like that. People still upset, say it does not matter and stuff like that. That still does not warrant that she was assaulted in that manner. So the thing is, nobody deserves to think about to be, you know, assaulted in that manner. But several things could be true at the same time, because we have to keep the same energy in all circumstances. Yes, this is getting, going viral because this triggered a lot of women. Let's get that right. This triggered a lot of women. This triggered a lot of men too that have had women in their lives. Stuff like this happen to them, and this is the thing. A lot of times, remember this show, this segment hasn't even dropped yet. So a lot of people are going to be is anticipating for it to drop, and we know a lot of these people, they they make money off controversy, off stuff that, because they're listening and watching people's conversation. They know what trigger people. They know what upset people. So it's very funny. That's the part that came out. That's the part that came out, and that's what's going viral. So now, whenever they drop the whole thing, because now you can't really find the whole um, whatever that is. That's the whole tournament with the commentary. It hasn't dropped yet, but now, how many people? Maybe before, people was not checking for this tournament, but now, a lot of people gonna want to watch it because it's attached to this situation between YK Osiris and Sukihana. So now they're gonna get a whole lot of viewers that they probably wouldn't have gotten before. So you have to look at it, because before, she really didn't say nothing. It's when, the internet started, when it started going viral, and then she's like, oh, she's afraid to stand up for herself, and then she's like, she drinks to hide certain stuff, and she stopped drinking today. That's what she's saying. So she deleted her Twitter. I don't trust none of these people, because sometimes they know exactly how to play with people's emotions, and unfortunately, a lot of people on the internet are your emotions can be played with, can be triggered, and that's how people make a lot of money. That's a marketing tactic. Now it could be that it was true. She was uncomfortable. She didn't know. It probably everybody was in on it except for her. It could be that. But a lot of people make a lot of money off of people being triggered, off people being triggered. So now everybody's going to tune in and watch this. I don't know whether they're going to drop it off on YouTube or whatever it may be. Now everybody's going to be watching it, and they're going to make the money. Because as of today, when I went on the Crew League's IG page, they didn't issue an apology and say, "Oh, we regret what happened" and stuff like that. They didn't say anything. Revolt TV don't have anything. They didn't say, "Oh my goodness, we're saddened to what happened to Sukihana," or "We don't condone," stuff like that. They haven't said anything. And then Sukihana said something is when, this started going viral, and that's when she said it, and then she deleted her Twitter. We don't know what's going on. So some stuff, you just have to wait. You just have to wait and see. But then when Sukihana was twerking on that little boy, nobody barely said anything. I think the person who I watched that talked about it was Pink Book Lessons, and not a lot of people with bigger platforms in a sense talked about that. And plus, when she was with this that boy. What his name is? Uh, him, Big Red and Sukihana. What his name is? Jeez, I forgot the boy name. But when they had them on the dog leashes in Miami Beach and stuff like that, I can't remember his name. I just can't remember it. I didn't hear anything. We have to keep the same energy. But this is, everybody's been talking about this because this is what happened was a triggering situation. This triggered a lot of people. It triggered a lot of people. But I would wait and see to see what exactly what happened, even though they look like they put in snippets and snippets that just getting more people enraged. So now it's a back and forth. It's a back and forth. It's a battle online. And who's benefiting off of this? Revolt TV, Nick Cannon, whoever is the producers and the crew of the crew lead. That's the people who really benefiting. But who is it helping? And another thing, this maybe she was maybe she was uncomfortable. But when you're uncomfortable, you have to do something. My mother always said, when somebody do something to you, she always used random numbers. She's just like, oh, there's 5 other people watching to see what you're gonna do. What's your response? And then they're gonna do it afterwards. So that's why she always say certain stuff that happened to you, you have to be, if you don't like it, you have to say something. You have to show that, hey, I did not appreciate what you did, whether in your actions, whether in your speech. Yes, she didn't know what to do. She was laughing and stuff like that. But then that kind of confuses a lot of people. Say, okay, was I supposed to do something? I'm supposed to help and stuff. I'm not sure. But then it did make her uncomfortable because she didn't know. Yes, she was talking sexual and stuff like that, and that's where you have to be careful. Because not too long ago I posted a short from Tony Gaskins, and what he was saying was that, women, in a sense, you're doing certain stuff, lasciviousness, and showing off certain body parts in front of some of these men who don't have any restraint. Some of these men don't have any self-control, period. And then you're saying, I know you're hungry. I'm going to dangle this meat in front of you. It's a short, I'm going to dangle, and you need to have the self-control enough to don't eat the meat even though you're hungry. You can't be doing that. So you can condemn what this young man did, and then call out certain behaviors that this young lady has been doing. You look on her IG, it's promoting sexual stuff. And sometimes the person just does that because they're entertaining, that's how they make money. But then in reality, that's not how they are. But with these certain people out there, you can't. Some men are able to, you could talk with them sexual, and then they playing with you. They'll never touch you. They'll never do anything to you. Some men don't have that restraint, and obviously this YK Osiris, she got him all riled up or whatever. And at the end of the day, it could all be for publicity. It could all be because all these people are entertainers. But if you are being triggered by certain stuff that you upset, you don't want to hear nothing. Or if you even mention something else, because certain people just say, you have to be careful with the energy that you put out there. How you want to be treated. That's how you're supposed to act and stuff like that. Oh no, it does not matter. It does not matter. He's not. You can't even hear another argument. Sometimes that shows that maybe you have stuff that you have not dealt with. Maybe you are not healed. And then this thing just brought up the stuff that you have not really, you thought you dealt with it because, time has passed. Time does not heal all wounds. You have to actually do the work to get the healing. You have to actually do the work to get the healing. So, child, I guess Revolt, if they used to have 5,000 people watching their stuff or whatever, now they're going to have a whole lot of people tuning in to see what went down before and after this thing. And they gonna be making bank because they know these people are very, very, very smart. They know how to use people's emotions to get their stuff trending, to get things sold, to get people to tune in. They know how to do that because they know a lot of people, are emotionally triggered. And because they're emotionally triggered, they're going to share certain clips and they're going to talk about it, conversations, keep on talking, talking, talking. That's unfortunate. It's very, but three things can be true at the same time. What this young man did was very inappropriate, and a lot of people think of because even when she was saying the stuff to him, and then Lil Devonta say, "Oh, you're gonna get the right one. You're gonna get the right one," and then it was ridiculous what happened. It was ridiculous what happened. What he did was very inappropriate. Yet we have to tell you cannot be putting certain you cannot be putting certain energies, certain personalities out there and thinking everybody's gonna have restraint to start. You can't do that. But then now you can't say stuff like that because, oh no, you're not standing for up for women. You're condoning you. What is that? And then people do that for people who they like. If they like you, yeah, they would say stuff so they you could defend it. But they don't like you, oh, then she shouldn't have did that. Oh, keep the same energy for everybody. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I guess we'll see what whenever they drop. I don't know exactly when they release these videos of this tournament because now everybody's gonna tune in, unfortunately. So now people don't rely on their talent alone. It's controversy that sells and gets views and likes. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.